made our way to Goddgames.com. That's GODDGAMES.com. I'm going to scroll to the bottom of the page, which says game downloads. I guess I could also click on this very kind of cool little graphic here. Check out our downloads. So why don't I do that? There it is, God downloads. And I see that these are all the games that are available for download. And let's find out how much these cost. So Canalworld Builder right in the front of the top, the middle of the top row. Here we go, Canalworld Builder. And we see that it's $3.99. It is a unique builder's world that contains an already existing canal and boat ride. All you have to do is add the buildings and details. So this is exactly what we want to do. We want to learn how to make an RBOX sculpture as easily and quickly as possible. And believe me, it is easy and quick. All you have to do is hit the download button to get the orb, and that will show up on your desktop. If you click if you tick the box, it says show on desktop, okay? So go ahead and download and install that. Okay, here we are now at the desktop, and I see when I downloaded Canal Builder, the icon was placed up at the top here. It might be anywhere else for you. You just have to find the thing that looks like a bunch of buildings and says Canal Builder. Then we are going to double click that with our left mouse. I want you to know that this will take you into the orb. We are going to be moving, and I'm going to want to exit this little boat that we're on to the right. I will use my right mouse to exit to the right. Okay? And just exit off to the right, okay? And then you can jump up here using your tab button and right click. Okay. We're in a nice big field here, which is perfect for learning how to make an RBOX. Okay? So I'm going to go Alt-E, and I am going to go, we're on the general screen. We're going to use the left double arrows next to the word general. Going to click once to the left, click twice, click 3 times, click 4 times. All of a sudden, we are now in domains, okay? So we are going to add a domain, all right? And the way that we do that is to go add. So there's a little button right in the middle of the row down there, which says add. Okay, that's domain 216. Look at the properties of this domain that I'm creating. It is an RBOX, that's good at the top. If that did not say RBOX, I'd want to put that in there, okay? Now, ceiling height, I'm going to make 128 high. And floor height, I'm going to go ahead and make that 0. So we've got a ceiling texture of ground 69B. I'm not going to change that. And I am going to put an ID name down here at the bottom. I'm going to call it RBOX1, RBOX1. And I put that all in capitals and I hit enter. RBOX1. Okay. All right. So far, so good. We've created a new domain, which will be an RBOX. We've determined the ceiling texture and fixed the height of the RBOX. Now we have to just go and make the walls. Okay, makes sense. So we go to the right double arrows and we go to walls. Okay, now we have to find out where we are in terms of making this box. So this is where we started. If I right click on the map, it takes me down a little bit. And now I'm going to go over a little bit. And here I am. Okay, so I'm right about here. I'm in this in this arrow. If you want to go back a little bit, let's go X, and we'll kind of see on the map where we are, okay? So this is the very beginning point. So we went down a little bit, and then we went to the right, okay? And when I right-click on that, it tends to want to center it where I right-click. So go ahead and zoom in. Right-click again to bring it more in the middle. And now hit your G key to bring up your grid. Okay, I'm going to go one more Z, just so I'm, seeing very closely what I'm doing. Now, to make a wall, I left-click and release, and then slide my mouse up, and then I left-click again to delineate the end of that wall. So that's going to take some practice. Left-click, slide up, and then left-click again. Okay? Now, to seal the wall off so that I can move my mouse, because it would go ahead and build another one if I slid to the right, I right-click. That frees up my cursor, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and make this front of this wall, which is the front of our new domain, would be what? 216, right? Because that's the that's the number of our new domain. So enter 216. You know what? Let me check that and make sure that 216 is the correct number. Left click double arrow, go over to domains. Yes. RBOX 1, which is a domain we just made, is domain number 216. Front 216, back -1. That's good. Now our mid texture is ground 69B. I'm going to keep it right there, keeping this very simple. And now, okay, I want to keep building those walls. I always build in a clockwise fashion, okay? Always build clockwise, okay? Now to start my next wall, I left click once on that button at the top corner. I just move my mouse and I left click once. And now I can just keep going down, left click, and to the left click. Now to seal it off, I right click. Okay. Now I should have, if all goes well, I should have a box which is going to have the same texture as the ground, and it'll be our new domain. So I'm going to go save and enter and load and enter, and then Alt E, which brings me back to the orb. Okay, I'm going to get off of and guess what? I think it worked. Yes, it's hard to see because I use the same texture as the ground, but it is there.